Hey, Tom. I'm usually
Yeah.
here about between 20 till and 15 till
Oh,
because,
okay.
but what I heard just now sounds great.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'll just mute myself and then I'll just tune up my instruments and stuff like that.
Yeah, me too. And I'll be back soon.
Okay. All right, Jen.
Okay. Bye.
Yeah.
Hello. Hi, James.
I saw there's a new version of Zoom just now as I was coming on to you.
Is that right?
Yeah, I didn't get to it because I was scared I'd lose your site, but I'm meant to be loading it. I'll
Huh.
download it and then I'll do it after I leave you.
So when was the last time you upgraded?
A month ago?
Oh, okay. Well, I did within the last week, I think, a week and a half.
Ah, so this must be the same one.
Yeah, I hope.
'Cause I used it last night and I didn't get that. I didn't see that message.
Oh,
So
it might be new today.
There's a new one today?
I don't
Maybe.
know if it's new today. I'm not
Oh.
sure.
So
I,
let's
I'll
do a
download
real
it
quick
afterwards.
sound check.
Hey. Okay.
So not John, Tom.
Yeah.
I'll be awake soon, I promise. Um, would would you play and sing a bit of something so that we can see what the balance is like?
Someday, someday, someday. Is that okay?
It sounds great.
Okay.
Your vocal may be just a little bit loud.
Needed some editing. And then Friday, I got a call from a dear, dear friend, John Cook. And I answered the phone because I knew that, he was in a precarious position health-wise. And so I picked up right away and I said, John, how you doing? He says, TPR, I just want you to know I love you and I'm calling to say goodbye. Man, that wrecked me, I was thinking, oh God, what if this is the last time I talk to him? And so I just told him over and over again how much I loved him and how grateful I was for all the things that he did for me and virtually every other singer-songwriter I've ever known in my life. He was just generous. And then I thought about the song I'd written and I thought, man, it just really applies to how I feel about John too. So I got up real early in the morning and set about to recording it so that John could hear it. And but I didn't check my Facebook, and it turned out that he had already passed. So I'd just like to sing this in his memory. It's called To Say Goodbye. Even now, you light up the room, and I still hear you sing, though I would never presume. I am glad you're lingering, 'cause I can't bear, no, I can't bear to say goodbye. So I hold you in my hands like a book of poetry. Every page a dance. You choreographed for me, 'cause I can't bear to say goodbye. What a gift, what a curse, oh, this love, how it hurts. We forgive, we forget, but don't let go, not just yet. Not without one last kiss to place upon your brow. For when you hold my hand like this and say, son, it's all right now, well, I can't bear, no, I can't bear to say goodbye, to say
Beautiful, Tom. I know John can
Really?
hear you.
Really, Tom, I had the same experience with Michael Smith.
Oh, you did?
He FaceTimed me, and I was in the parking lot at a supermarket, and I saw it, and I said, Michael, man, how are you doing? And he said, I called to say goodbye. And I
Oh,
said, wow. And he said, I really want, he said such wonderful, sweet things. I was just, a puddle of tears. I wasn't, I was trying not to be sad, but man, he got me in the heart. And then he said, listen, James, I'm not doing any more phone calls or answering any emails after today because I just want to concentrate on dying. I just want
wow.
to focus on dying. And I said, that's so typically Michael, well, I'm going to have this experience. So I want to just zero in on it. And
I
I said, well,
remember so vividly that post of yours, man. I read it twice. It
yeah,
was so powerful, man.
yeah. But I said to him when he said, I want to focus on it, I said, well, that makes sense, Michael. You're only going to get the one shot at it. You don't want to miss anything. And he laughed out loud, man. It felt great to make him laugh one more time.
Oh,
It's
man.
a beautiful tune, beautiful thing to John, man. He was good to all of us.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, he was definitely one of a kind.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
Also, my hat is off to you for having the courage to say that. To make a joke with him, although the
Yeah.
situation was so serious. I probably might have held that back, and I'm so pleased that you didn't.
Well, Michael and I, particularly over the last year, we spoke on the phone a whole lot, and because we couldn't see each other. And I mean, I was never in Chicago that we didn't hang together since I met him in '73. So we were very close. I mean, it didn't occur to me that I couldn't say it to him,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
knew it would make him laugh.
that's good.
Yeah.
There's no higher praise than somebody laughing at something that you've said. There's lots of love and everything like that, but really,
Yeah, that's
when you
funny, Jan, because I love writing songs and performing. But I was talking to my wife last night, and I said I realized that I get the enormous joy when I can say something and make the whole audience just, roar with laughter.
Really?
yeah,
It makes you feel so good that you've made so many people happy for a nanosecond in this world of just caca.
especially
Particularly
right
now.
now.
Yeah,
No kidding.
with that orange turd staining our White House. In case you're wondering how I feel about it, folks, I'm a little to the left. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Jan. I'm going to be quiet now. I'm putting
Okay.
him on mute.
Okay. So this is in that vein and out of it. Let today be like the first day. Let me separate my light from the dark. Let me reveal the spark I carry within me. Let today be like my first day, when the slate was new and clean. Let me choose to follow my own dream and be the real me. For I know I cannot start over, but I can start fresh. This time I will not say no, I will say yes. And I will rise, I will rise, I will rise. Let today be like the first day. Let me create something new, and let me see it through into tomorrow. Let today be like my first day. Let me dance to my own drum and take each moment as it comes and let the rest go. For I know I cannot start over, but I can start fresh. This time I will not say no, I will say yes, and I will rise, I will rise, I will rise. I will make a new beginning. I will hold my head up high. I will start from where I am and rise. I will rise. I will rise. Let today be like our first day. Let today be like our first day. Thank you. Thanks.
Very nice, Jan.
Thank you. Where did
Really?
that
Do you
come
remember?
from?
Do you
That's
remember?
Myra behind the Bennett name.
Oh, hi, Myra.
Do you remember the first day of summer when we were kids, and it seemed like summer was going to last about 1,000 years? It like stretched out for eternity in front of us,
Yes.
and then and it just seemed so enormous. And then the last couple of days before summer was over and school was starting, it was like you're riding an avalanche. You know, the days went so fast, and then bam, you were back in school. Yeah, like yeah, the first day of when you were saying that, I was thinking about that first day of summer. School is out,
Yeah.
nothing but fun.
Ever again.
Oh, I see. Is that yeah? There we go. I had my earphones. This is weird, but right now, for some reason, this is the first time it's happened. But the system will not put the signal in my earphones from the computer. So I've got the computer speakers on to hear you, and I'm hearing me through the earphones, so I can play with the effects. So here's a song with no words to give you a break from my political rants, which have been since ever since the Supreme Court installed George Bush as president and said, "Never mind, we're not counting the votes. He's the guy." I've been in a constant state of rage. So here's a song that has nothing to do with politics. I wrote this at Kelly Murphy's house in Hampton, Virginia.
Wow. Incredible.
Thank you, Tom. I love this looping box, man. You know,
What is it? Is it a Roland or what is it?
it's the Roland 220. Yeah. I'm sorry. It's the Roland 2020. Yeah, RC20 is what it's called. I beg your pardon.
Does that have two pedals on it or just?
Yeah, it's the littler one. They make a newer one that's like the RC30 or something, and it's got more bells and whistles, but I didn't like it as much, so I took it back and traded it back for my older one.
Oh, no kidding.
I like better. You know, I mean, I'm up in a mountain by myself. When I lived in LA, people would drop by and we could play, and I mean, famous people could play in my studio, just come in and do something. But now I live 3 hours from LA and nobody drops by, so I'm spending a lot of time with the looping box and just playing with myself. So, anyhow.
Man, I keep changing songs based on what you played. And you had mentioned that you had written that instrumental at Kelly Murphy's house, and
Right.
2 years ago, I spent a week at Kelly Murphy's house with Tom Kimmel and Michael Lilly, and
Oh, how nice.
we were our intention was to write songs for a new album that we were going to record, and this was before
Oh, the Sherpas?
the Sherpas. It was before I realized I had cancer, and that the direction of my life was going to change dramatically. But we were there for 7 days, and we wrote 8 songs, and
Wow.
this is one of them.
Okay.
This might be my favorite one. It's called One More Phase of the Moon. The honeymoon's over. The house is too still. The embers are dying, as they always will. But we cling to the light. It fades all too soon. But my love, it's alright. It's just one more phase of the moon. We start on the mountain, the wide world below, spread out like a flower, to have and to hold. But if we hold on too tight, it withers too soon. My love, it's alright. It's just one more phase of the moon. Oh, sometimes you wonder if it's all over. One stolen kiss, while it lasted, out with the ashes. Yet here it is. The dance floor is empty. It's almost a shame. So here's my invitation to join me again. Don't hold on too tight. If the song ends too soon, my love, it's alright. Just one more phase of the moon. My love, it's alright. Just one more phase of the moon.
Very nice.
What a natural song, Tom. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so proud of that song. So grateful for those guys.
Yeah, yeah,
Brotherhood.
yeah. I know Tom a tiny bit, and I know Michael probably even less, but I'm very fond of those guys. Just fond
Yeah.
as they are, you know.
Isn't it crazy like how the pandemic has brought everybody closer even though we can't physically be together? It just feels like I'm reaching out to everybody, almost every week, talking to those guys, talking like I wouldn't talk to them for months and months at a time, but
No, I mean, to tell you the truth, when Jan called and said, "Do you want to do one in December?" I said, "Can Tom do it? Because I haven't seen you in so long, and I
I
love you
know,
so
man.
much that I just, I thought we'd get to visit, Yeah,
Yeah, I'm so grateful for that. Thank you so much, Jan.
Oh, it's entirely my pleasure. As soon as he said it, I thought, oh yeah, I would love that. So yeah, thank you for agreeing to it.
Oh,
Both
my
of you,
pleasure.
really. Okay, so I have a confession to make, which is that I love writing from prompts. And everybody thinks it's such a burden to give people prompts, but I don't regard it as such. And this was from Swerfa, the last one we actually got to go to, which was online. And we still got, but usually when you come into the conference, you pick up your registration materials, and then they present you with a goldfish bowl about that big, full of slips of paper, and you pick a slip of paper out of it, and that's your prompt, and you're going to have that song ready. You are going to have that song ready to sing at brunch on Sunday morning, despite workshops and panel discussions and official showcases and unofficial ones and song circles till 4 o'clock in the morning. You're still going to have that song. And I've heard some spectacular songs at Swerfa Sunday morning brunch. My prompt this time was someone you need to forgive. And as soon as I looked at it, I thought, well, for most people, that's themselves more than anything else. And then I got on the subject of forgiveness and anger and all of that. And this was what ended up happening. About that road you traveled, you know the one I mean, the one you didn't choose, so the choice was made for you. Thing about those bad decisions, there's no getting away clean. There's no turning back time when the bill comes due. Once I had a lover who knew my secret name, but I thought I held him firmly in suspense. And then when it was over and I'd won my stupid game, seems he didn't care for my pretense. But there are no do-it-overs, there are no take-it-backs, no way my careless words could ever be withdrawn. So I'll be careful, kind and careful. I'll just be careful from now on. 'Cause time has got a way of finding what you need and making sure you're paid what you have earned. So every thoughtless word you say, every limit you exceed, justice is served, and there are no do-it-overs, there are no take-it-backs, no way your angry words could ever be withdrawn. So be careful, be kind and careful. I will be careful from now on. Sometimes I lie awake reviewing my mistakes, and sometimes I can see moments where I could have done it different, but there are no do-it-overs, there are no take-it-backs, no way my ugly words could ever be withdrawn. So be careful, kind and careful. I must be careful from now on.
Wow. Nice tune. Nice song.
Thank you.
You know what? When I was a kid, I remember I said something really nasty to one of my sisters. And my father, he was a hard dad. And I mean, I used to get the belt when I was a kid. But this time, instead of taking the belt to me, he took me outside. He loved to make me do demonstrations, you know. And he handed me a hammer and some nails, and he said, I want you to drive the nail into that fence post. And I said, yes, sir. And I pounded a nail, and he said, okay, now pound another one in. And I pounded another one in. Now pound another one in. And I thought, what an asshole this guy is. So I'm pounding these nails into the fence, and he says, okay, now pull them out. And I thought, yep, he really is an asshole. And he said, you see, you've taken the nails out, but you see those holes in the wood? And I said, yeah. And he said, well, those are like unkind words, man. It doesn't matter whether you take the nails out. You see the damage you've done? It was like one of the wisest things he ever did, you know. One of the one of the few.
Just
Hey,
made me
James.
Something
cry.
else, my dad.
James, this is Jan's husband, Incognito. But if you could turn up, you're really playing and saying some beautiful things. But compared to everybody else, you're hard to hear. Your volume is low.
So you want me to turn up?
Yes, please.
Okay. Yeah.
My husband was the recording engineer for the Fine Arts Department at University of Texas for how long was it? Nearly 25 years. so I trust him when he says something.
Okay. So am I louder now?
That's better. Yes.
You are.
Yes.
Is it too much?
No.
Well, I don't think so. Everybody else has been really very quite present and crystal clear. You're playing some beautiful stuff, and I was really having trouble hearing it.
Okay. Thank you for the heads up. I wish you'd have
Sure.
spoken up earlier.
It's okay.
Many's the time I have been mistaken. Many times confused. Yes, I've often felt forsaken, and certainly miss you. But I'm alright, just weary to my bones. Still you can't expect to be bright and bon vivant, with a con man on our throne. There's a con man on our throne. I don't know a soul who's not been battered. Don't know a friend who feels at ease. Don't know a dream that's not been shattered or driven to its knees. But I'm all right, all right. We've lived so well, so long. Still, when I think of this road we're traveling on, I wonder what's gone wrong. I wonder what's gone wrong. And I dreamed I was dying. I dreamed that my soul rose unexpectedly and looking back down at me, smiled reassuringly. And I dreamed I was flying. And high up above, my eyes could clearly see the Statue of Liberty sailing away to sea. And I found I was crying. We come on the ship they call the Mayflower. Come on the ship that sailed the moon. We come in the age's most uncertain hour and sing this American tune. But I'm all right, all right. No one's forever blessed. Still, tomorrow's gonna be another working day. We can only do our best. Have we really done our best? I was going to write that song, but I never did.
Wow, what a great retelling of that song, man.
My
Isn't it amazing? He
apologies.
wrote it after Watergate, man, and it's a national tragedy that it's still so resonant, you know?
Yeah.
I apologize. I apparently forgot to shut my mic off after my last song.
You have a lot of nerve.
Yeah,
A
I know.
lot of nerve. A lot of gall. I didn't notice anything. Did anybody else notice anything?
Tom did.
I heard it in the background. And
Oh, it wasn't one of those Giuliani things, was it? Like a little poot?
no.
She has a lot of goel.
A lot of goel.
Wow. Well, that song is close to my heart, that American Tune song, man.
Mine
I
too.
remember playing it every gig after 9/11 for like close to a year. That song is just so powerful. And we have Johann Sebastian Bach to thank for it. Well, Jan played her song from the last Surfer where we all got together. And I wrote a song there too. I got a prompt. Something about turning the lights back on or something. So I used to live in Texas, and I had just had some facial surgery to correct for the stuff that happened with the original cancer surgery. And so I got to the hotel in Austin where Surfer was happening, and something happened with my face, and some friends convinced me to go to the hospital, to the ER, Dell ER, that Saturday. So the Saturday of Surfer I spent in the ER at Dell in Austin. And man, that's the nicest emergency room I've ever been in my life by far. It's amazing. If you ever need, and if you ever have an emergency and you can anticipate it, just drive to Austin. But anyway, so I had gotten the song prompt and I was just sitting there for hours waiting for them to come tend to me. And so I wrote the song in the ER, and they let me out. And so I was able to play it that night. And then Sunday morning I played it for when we all play our new compositions. And it was about my former life with my former wife and my two stepdaughters. And it's called The House Where We Used to Live. Wrapped a string of Christmas lights round your hula hoop. Made a hippie peace sign like you asked me to. We hung it in the yard and we made a wish on our northern star at the house where we used to live. I fell in love with the little girl, but I was scared to death. I didn't know that being your dad meant I'd always be out of breath. But baby, them's the breaks. That's just how it is. The way my heart still aches for the house where we used to live. The matching bracelets that we wore, the house that's not our home no more. One day we all walked out the door. There's no going back. We're way too gone for that. But if I ever pass that way, I'll drive down our old street. I'll turn the corner nice and slow, then I'll press repeat. Back where I belong. Oh, what I wouldn't give to turn the lights back on at the house where we used to live. The house where we used to live.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's a fabulous song, man.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, when I was in college, I fell in love with this girl, and we ended up living together for 2 or 3 years, and then we had she left with some dude and just broke my heart, you know, and I ended up being just really unhappy and kind of not nasty to women, but I used them a lot. I just would see one girl after another and then go see another one, and I guess I was using every other woman in the world to replace her, you know. And then through the years, I reconnected with her, and we got to be friends. and I forgave her for running off, and she forgave me for giving her reasons to run off, and we became friends. And 2 days ago, actually 4 days ago, I got a post from her that she was in hospice, and so I decided I'd written this song when we split up, and I wanted to sing it to her, so I thought I'll make her a video. So my plan was to make a video today after we're done, because I'm all set up, and I just would make a video and send it to her, but she passed away yesterday.
Oh.
So I'm gonna sing this for her and you all. And I wrote this in the days after we were split up. I was up in Tahoe. A friend of mine had a place up there, and I just went up there and did a lot of skiing and a lot of drinking and a lot of dope. But this song came out in one of the few moments of clarity that I had. Just heard from someone you often left home. Didn't say where you were going, you just struck out on your own. Said you wanted everyone leave you alone. But I worry about you, yes, I worry about you. I can't help it, I do. I worry about you. Don't you know I worry? I worry. We all knew this would happen. Some things never change. That's the way it goes. It's the nature of the game. Don't know all the players, but I know all their names. And I worry about you. Not trying to scare you, don't you get it confused? There's no way around it, you got to pay some dues. Nothing I can say, and there's really nothing you can lose. But don't worry about you, yes, I worry about you. I can't help it, I do. I worry about you. Don't you know about worry? Oh, why? Don't you know about worry? Oh, worry. No, I don't doubt you can do all you say. You always kept on trying till things went your way. I ain't criticizing, what can I say? Except don't worry about you. No fingers pointing, cause there's no one to blame. You're doing what you got to, and you got to play the game. Don't know all the players, but I know all their names. And I worry about you, yes, I worry about you. I can't help it, I do. I worry about you. Don't you know about worry? I worry. I worry. I worry. I still worry. Worry about you.
If I had $1 for every time I heard that the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Hey, Jan, I think we skipped your turn.
We kind of did, but I don't mind.
Yeah.
However, we're not skipping this one. I would definitely object to skipping 2. So I have a project that I put out last year. It's all about people in the Bible whose stories you didn't get to hear, mainly because they didn't get to tell them. They're the people they're what they're called are spear carriers, It's the guy in the red shirt on Star Trek that as soon as you see him that he's going to be dead before he's dead, Jim, before the end of the episode. But a lot of the people that didn't get to speak were female, and they were very important to the story. They weren't spear carriers, not really. And their story didn't get told because they were women. And this is one of those. The story actually did get told. It was just told from the wrong point of view. So I'm trying to remedy all of those and all the ones that were left out. He was a pious man. He was a brute, best any man in a fight. Paid for my favors, 'cause he had to. I was Delilah, woman of the night. Something about the man drew me. It wasn't love, but I pulled him to me. 'Cause he'd be company while I waited for the real thing. But it got complicated. I took him as my lover, afraid to refuse. And a girl gets tired of being alone, but he had enemies who wanted to use me, so I knew I was living in a danger zone. But something about the man drew me. It wasn't love, but I pulled him to me, 'cause he'd be company while I waited for the real thing, but it got complicated. No one asked me why I did it, 'cause they all thought they knew. Here's the reason between you and me. I only took the money 'cause it meant that I'd be free. I didn't believe him. 3 times he had lied. The night he told me about cutting his hair, it sounded silly. So imagine my surprise. Now it's too late to decide that I cared. But something about the man drew me. I knew it wasn't love, but I pulled him to me. He was company while I waited for the real thing, but it got complicated. Now I've no company and no hope of the real thing. Thank you.
Beautiful. Well, I don't know where you want to go next, Jan. You just tell me.
Oh,
You.
yeah.
I went out of turn, so you just go, Tom. We'll just
Okay,
like
so
that.
we'll just have a new order. Jan, me, and you.
Yeah, why not?
Cool. All right, got it.
I mean, because I evidently got so enthusiastic, I butted in line.
It was fine. It was a lovely song.
Thanks. So was yours, by the way.
It was, yeah. All right, okay. Here's an older one. It's called Out of the Darkness. One of these mornings, Lord, I swear, I wake up already there, out of the darkness into the light. It's how I feel when all is wrong, even though I don't belong, out of the darkness into the light. Out of the darkness, coming out. Hey, out of the darkness. Yeah, yeah, yeah. James, I think your mic is hot. I wasn't really born to run. That's just where I'm coming from. Out of the darkness into the light. So when I lay me down to sleep, pray the Lord my soul to keep out of the darkness into the light. Out of the darkness, coming out. Hey, out of the darkness, I wanna live like there's nothing to forgive, no one to betray, nothing left to pay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. One of these mornings, Lord, I swear, I wake up already there, out of the darkness into the light. Out of the darkness into the light.
What album is that on, man?
It's not on an album.
Oh, well, I sure like
love
that song.
Yeah, me too. And the rhythm.
Yeah, I'd like to add that to my repertoire.
All right, I'll send you an MP3, man.
Okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool. Oh, so now it's my turn. I
Yes.
was waiting for Jan to go, but okay. Nothing wrong with me. So let's see. Is my guitar on now?
Yes. You
But I
still
don't
could
hear
be
it.
a little louder.
Okay.
Yes, your guitar is on. I think your guitar level's pretty good, but your vocal level could probably come up a little bit.
Okay, you know what? Let me.
Okay, while you're doing that, I'm going to make a little announcement because I forgot to say anything about this and someone just asked. The tip jar will be split 3 ways after the show. So basically, you're covering all 3 of us if you leave a tip.
So there.
Yeah. It'll be a whole lot easier if you make it something that can be divided by 3.
That sounded a little distorted there, James. Like it may have been a little hot.
Okay. Yeah, I don't usually do Zoom. How is that?
That's good.
Oh, you know what? In that case, check to see if in the upper left-hand corner of your screen, does it say turn on or turn off original sound?
Oh no, I've got that. I know about that stuff.
Okay, good. That's what I thought.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm going to check it anyhow, even though it's supposed to save all these settings, but I'll check it.
If it's set right, it should say turn off original sound.
Okay. Okay, I see nothing that says that anywhere.
Huh.
You're probably good, man.
Yeah, you
I didn't
probably
hear
are.
any. I didn't hear anything that sounded.
All right. Okay.
There, that's a bit more present.
Is that better? Is that better vocal?
Yeah, I think so, but I'll need to hear.
Because now I'm not hearing me in the vocal at all. Am I? Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Can hear you great. A lot.
Hello.
More. Yes, definitely hear you.
Hello? Oh, there I am. Okay, I must have pushed the button wrong. Now I can hear me in the earphones. Okay, I'll play a silly song. We got to lighten up, huh? Natural sugar, it sure is sweet. It keeps me happy. It keeps me off the street. Natural sugar, mighty fine. I only use the natural kind. We're gonna get happy. Yeah, 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 yeah. We'll feel good. We're gonna get happy. Natural sugar make me feel so good. You make me feel so good. Natural sugar, natural high. It's what I need to get me by. It's a natural me. Natural shade. It's natural goodness. It's good as good can be. Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. We're gonna get happy. Yeah, 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 yeah. We'll feel good. Yeah. We're gonna get happy. Natural sugar make me feel so good. It make me feel so good. Natural sugar, all I need, straight out my head. Natural sugar, if I keep me warm at night in bed. Oh, yes, you will. It's natural. I like bread and butter. I like toast and jam. And that's what baby feeds me. She's a vegetarian. That's right. Healthy and happy. Yeah, 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 yeah. We'll feel. Yeah, strawberry. Natural sugar make me feel so good. It made me feel so good. It made me feel so good. It was on my second album about 1,000 years ago.
It's funny how that works. I was thinking about that the other day. I have this number of albums, and it took time to get there. And if I had had my choice, I would have had all of them all at the same time.
Yeah. I was thinking about how many records I sold, and I thought, in the past 50 years, I've actually sold a lot of records, but I sold them so slowly that it didn't really have any financial impact. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
But
I
50
know
years
exactly.
of selling records, records, CDs, cassettes, video cassettes, T-shirts. I even made a beer mug that said, "Too many hats, not enough head," but nobody bought it.
No. Okay, so
it was
you
about
just
beer.
yeah. I'm sure it was. So you just brought me to a point that I meant to get to anyway. Where are you going to be after this? What's your next thing coming up?
I do. What's today? Sunday. I do a
Yes.
Tuesday evening show, a radio show where I just play CDs of my friends. They send me CDs, and I just play my friends, and I also play a little bit of me. Every Tuesday on the Folk Music Notebook at 7 p.m. And then every Thursday evening at on Facebook at 7 p.m. Pacific time, I do a show I call 15 Minutes of Fame, where I just do requests and talk to the people that like what I do.
Terrific.
And I'm also doing a show for Jeanette Lundgren, a Christmas show. I think it's around December 21st, but I'm not sure. It's on my sites, I believe.
Great. And where can people find you online?
Oh, jamesleestanley.com.
Perfect.
And my email is james@jamesleestanley.com.
And Tom, how about you? Where are you going to be next, and where can people find you online to get every piece of information you've got public?
Oh, well, I'm sorry to say I haven't really updated my online presence for quite a while, but you can find me at tomprasada-rao.com, and you can email me there at tom@tomprasada-rao.com. And I got a few things coming up. I'm going to teach for the Sisters Folk Festival next year, and for the
Nice.
California Song Camp, Pacific Song Camp, coming up next year. And I can't remember what I got coming up, just as far as performances this year. Oh, I'm going to do a little thing for John Smith's Esalen Song Tribe, to a little songwriting teaching thing. So just here and there. I mean, if we're connected on Facebook, then there'll be some notices sent out.
Okay, well, I suspect you're about to get a bunch of friend requests.
All right.
All right. And you can find James on Facebook, too, at James Lee Stanley, I believe. Yeah. And me, you can find at janseides.com. And let's see, what else did I know? Oh, the next show for any Sunday Songwriters is December 20th, and it will be Mindy Simmons, who is from Florida. She's a wonderful songwriter. Somebody turned me on to her about several hundred years ago with a song called She Drives Drunk that just, it was heart-stopping. She's a really, really wonderful writer. And also David Ippolito, who is that guitar guy from Central Park, who I became aware of when I took each visit. I go for a nostalgic walk in Central Park because I used to live a half block from it, and on 68th Street and West 68th Street. And I go in at that gate on 67th, and I do the walk I always did through Sheep Meadow and the Rambos and what have you. And as I was walking down the road that goes around the whole park, I ran into a huge crowd of people listening to one guy with a guitar, and we're talking about maybe 10 years ago, and he's been at it. It was already established when I found it, and it's still going, except during COVID. He's doing it online. He's fabulous. He's got people who would lay down their lives for him, I feel pretty sure. So you should tune in on December 20th and get to hear both of them. And I'm going to play a piano song because I brought my piano, you know. Where are all the Gretas and Marlenas? And all the Mae Wests, where are they? No one tells the boys, come up and see me sometime. That's all out of style nowadays. But I still long for old-time steamy romance in satin gowns and stockings with seams and men that wear trench coats and fedora hats. I wish they'd bring that all back, 'cause I want to be a femme fatale. I want to be a vamp. I want to whistle like Bacall and have 'em all eating from my hand. They put me on a pedestal, competing for my glance. I want to be a femme fatale. I want to be a vamp. Though I am a liberated woman, sometimes I'd prefer to be a tease. And when I see those starlets with eyes come hither soft, I could pull that off, it seems to me. See? And men would buy me clothes and bring me jewelry and open doors and pull me out a seat and then stand by politely until I'd sit, enjoy my sparkling wit, a little risque repartee with a femme fatale. I want to be a vamp. I want to be the party doll that upsets all their other plans. I know it isn't fashionable, but it's so elegant. I want to be a femme fatale. I want to be a vamp. Dietrich and Davis, they had it made. Mansfield and Monroe, hey, where'd they all go? Well, the women we admire now in the movies are all doctors and lawyers and chiefs. They don't flutter their lashes or swing their hips. They don't poke their lips or sit on anyone's knee. And if they're in some older profession, they've all been reformed by Act 3. They've given up their cigarettes and champagne. I guess we've come a long way, but I sure miss the day of the femme fatale. I want to be a vamp. I want to give the boys the eye and call some guy my honey lamb. I'd have 'em all in a spell. I'd have 'em in a trance. If I was a femme fatale, I would be sensational. I want to be a vamp. Thank you.
Wow, Broadway vibes there.
There you go. I grew up with it.
Wow. Want to be a femme fatale. Probably sound different if I sang that song.
Just a little.
It might be just the breakthrough thing that you need, though. You know?
Yeah. I've been looking for that thing, James. You know, it just haven't quite happened.
Isn't it interesting, man? I don't know how old you are, but I'm 74, and
Wow.
I keep thinking I'm gonna, any day I'm gonna write the hit that puts me through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's amazing to have optimism so close to the edge.
Really. Man, I would have never guessed you're 74, man. I'm just a few years behind you, but geez, you one heck of a beautiful man. All right, so this is a song that I wrote just a few days ago, December the 4th. What date is it today? Is it the 6th or 7th or something? Anyway, I had an interaction with somebody that I used to date, and it just kind of hit me that I was, it just really sucks being alone during the pandemic. It's the worst, man. And so I just kind of took a stab at a song that kind of sort of expressed that sentiment. So here we go. It's called From Your Lips. Someday, someday, no more. What ifs? A song of cheer to God's own ear. From your lips, baby, from your lips. Someday, someday, someday. It's been so long since I've sung along, so long since I've been kissed. But someday soon I'll hear the tune from your lips, baby, from your lips. Someday, 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 I was wrong, you were right. It's been a long, long night, and a cold, cold spell to be stuck in a wishing well, where there's a road, there's always hope, and I'll accept the gift. Someday, someday, from your lips, baby, from your lips, from your lips, baby, from your lips.
I'm so sorry you're by yourself, Tom.
You know, pal, it's serving you well, man. You're just writing great stuff. You know,
Yeah.
Thank you.
this is your time. You know, yeah, we're just, yeah, you're using it really wisely, man. These are wonderful tunes you make. I mean, I don't think you know how to write a bad song, but you certainly are writing some great ones.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you.
One of the things that, I mean, this may seem a little frivolous in the face of everything, but, you know, if you get a good song out of it, how bad could it be, right?
That's true. It's just
Yeah.
it's just a little too much, though, don't you think? The whole pandemic thing. I'm so over it, man. So
Well,
so
I'm ready for it to be over for sure.
Yeah.
Well, you're not you're in the wrong place in the curve, because the CDC just said that they expected to be closer to 450,000 deaths by by the 1st of February.
Isn't that crazy, man? Jeez.
Yeah, you know what, man? If Hillary had been put in the office that she won, we wouldn't be in this mess.
You're right.
We know.
She's a leader, and she'd have handled it in a heartbeat, like the rest of the countries of the world, you know?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still angry.
Yeah.
And the fact that the Republican Party is sitting there and not admitting that they lost the. I mean, they're trying to cast a spur. They are in fact casting doubt on the election process, which
Yeah.
is the most secure election we've ever had in our lives, according to all of his government people. It's just bullshit. So I guess I'll do one more tune, right? Because we quit at 3.
Well, yeah. See, there's nobody waiting for the stage, so if you want to go longer, we can do that.
Okay. My pal Stephen Bishop is doing a master songwriting class, and he asked me to be on it, and that's at 3:00. So,
Oh, okay. All right.
so
In
I'll,
that
I'll
case,
disappear.
yeah.
But yeah. So I guess this is
This
my
is
last
our last
tune.
round. Yeah.
And this is I wrote a musical called Straight from the Heart. It stars my sister Pamela, who's the talent in the family. And this is a tune from that thing. You know, I thought of it because of that Broadway vibe and your wannabe vamp tune, you know. When love comes knocking around, when love comes knocking around, you better be there. When love comes knocking around. When love comes knocking around, when love comes knocking around, you better be there rocking. When love comes a knocking, when love comes knocking around, like a child at a wishing well, you've been wishing with all your might for a charm that can break the spell that's been keeping your heart locked up so tight. When love comes knocking around, when love comes knocking around, you better be there rocking. When love comes a knocking, when love comes knocking around. Who can say what life holds in store? There's a secret that no one knows, but the joy we're created for is the key that can open any door. When love comes knocking around, when love comes knocking around and around, you better be there rocking. When love comes a knocking, when love comes around. You better be there. Oh, when love comes around. Now it's time to begin again. So close your eyes, count to 10. Kick the can, on the oxen free. Be as ready you can be. When love comes around, love comes around, when love comes around. Yeah, when love comes knocking around. When love comes knocking around and around, you better be there rocking. When love comes a knocking, when love comes knocking around.
Wow. That sounds like that was a hit, man.
Was that on mute the whole time
What, yours?
when I just sang?
No, we could hear you. You sounded
Oh,
great.
that's interesting because the computer said mute.
Huh.
But you weren't.
Well, good. Well,
Yeah.
so Tom, I thought I was muted. I wasn't playing when you were singing. I mean, I wasn't going into
Oh,
mute.
earlier when Tom was on, you were unmuted and I muted you.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
But I mean,
But you
it
weren't
says
you weren't muted just now.
okay, but it said I was. Weird.
Huh.
Yeah, strange. Technology, man.
Yes, I think computers hate us because we have legs, man.
That could be
They
right.
don't have. Well, Jan asked me to go next so that she could close out the show. So I'm going to do another song that I wrote this year. I don't know if you remember, before the George Floyd protests, there were different kind of protests that were all about reopening the country because people, lost their jobs, and didn't have food to eat, and they were just protesting, So I think this is in April, and I noticed one day there was this protest in Tennessee, in Nashville, and this woman was holding up a sign saying, "Sacrifice the weak, reopen Tennessee." Just holding up that sign, "Sacrifice the weak." And I was going through chemotherapy at the time. I was right in the middle of it, and I was thinking, man, that's a death sentence for me. My doctors kept telling me how immunocompromised I was. And I was just so indignant and so angry that I started writing something that was pretty angry, but it wasn't making me feel good. And I just stepped back for a second, and I thought about the woman holding up the sign. And I thought about myself. I thought, man, if that was me 15 years ago and my girls were young and I had lost my job and there was no food on the table and they were hungry, I would be holding up a sign too. And it gave me a reason to empathize with this woman holding up this horrible sign, even though it was hard to recognize the humanity in her. There was a way. There was a way to recognize that. There was a way to see that. So I wrote a song for her. I don't know her name. I never met her. I'm sure I never will, but anyway, this song is called Even You. You hold up your protest sign. It feels like the end of times. It's looking tough tonight in the land of the free. It's right on my Facebook feed, all there for the world to read. And my heart starts to bleed. So this is from me. Whoever you are, whatever you've done, it's nothing that you can't overcome. And whatever it is you're still going through, even so, even now, even you. The world makes us enemies, but that's not who you are to me. And I will still believe that we could be friends. I'm sure that you're struggling now. You know I am too, and how. So let's make a simple vow. It's not how this ends. Whoever you are, whatever you've done, it's nothing that you can't overcome. And whatever it is that you're going through, even so, even now, even you, when it's impossible to right the wrong, there is a refuge where we both belong, and wherever that is, we'll make it through. Even so, even now, even you, even so, even me, even you.
Wow, Tom. Yeah.
I loved it. I love that song.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
That's a wonderful song.
Yeah, you should be alone more often, man.
Well, I'm doing a good job of it.
You got it down, man.
That's funny because one of the things you said that when people used to talk about overpopulation and about how we needed to weed this garden, I could never chime in because I wasn't convinced I wasn't one of the weeds.
When was the last time you saw a ZPG sign, huh?
ZPG sign?
Yeah, zero population growth. It was like a international stop sign.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It used to be a big thing. There were they recognized that we're over. I mean, there's so many people on the planet. It looks like that Sherman Williams paint logo with the people
Yeah.
dripping off the planet.
Yeah.
Well, sadly, I think COVID has taken care of the problem for
Yeah.
us.
Well, COVID is certainly a cure for stupidity. There's no getting around that.
Yeah, no kidding, man. It's
I'm
pathetic.
not wearing a mask. You're not getting my freedom. No problem. We'll just stand on your grave instead.
I think of that too, but then I think, well, those things have a way of coming back on you, so maybe it's better not to say it out loud.
Well, you know what? The other day I was in the post office and this woman came in and she had the mask down around her chin, barely covering her mouth and her nose was exposed. And I said, "Excuse me, ma'am, you realize that that the mask goes up over your nose because, you're trying to not give anything to anybody else." And she said, "No, it just makes me really uncomfortable." I said, "Yes, but it's not having any effect on your chin. It's like wearing a condom on your ear." And she got so mad she left without even doing her post office work. But the postal workers laughed like crazy.
Bless all their hearts.
Bless their hearts.
Oh, the Texas, yes.
Yeah, I found out there's a Yiddish version of it too, and I've been saying it all my life without realizing that. It's "He should live and be well," which is exactly like "Bless your heart." So this is this year's Christmas song, and I'm going to close with it. But before I do, I really want to thank both Tom Prasada-Rao and James Lee Stanley. I think they deserve a huge round of applause. And I'm going to start it off.
Thank you, guys.
I've
Thank
been
you
so
much.
excited about this show and happy to have you here. Of course, you are welcome back anytime. So, it's all about children, all about home for the holidays, all about friends, and all about family from far away, all about giving, and eggnog in your cup, but most of all, it's all about love. It's all about stars and snowy silent nights, all about candles and little colored lights, all about stockings and caps and scarves and gloves, but most of all, it's all about love. Ooh, the wonder, ooh, the wishes, ooh, mistletoe kisses. It's all about wise men following a star, all about snowmen and carolers at the door. It's all about shepherds and angels high above, but most of all, it's all about love. So, thank you. Thanks everyone for coming. Could we all uncloak to say goodbye to our friends?
Sure.
Great.
Goodbye to our friends.
Smiling
James, it was such a
faces.
pleasure, man. James, thank
A
you.
joy to see
Yeah.
you, Tom. I wish you were closer, man. You know,
Thank you.
I always wanted to do a record with the two of us, man, all my life.
I know.
Since I've known you, you know. And you know what? Dan Navarro and I just finished All Wood and Lead. We did Led Zeppelin.
Oh, no
Oh,
kidding.
nice.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, you know what? As soon as I have I think I have some real mixes. We'll see. But I'm hoping to get it out before Christmas. You know.
Yeah.
Well, we still have a lot of shy people, but thank you all for coming. I so appreciate you being here to witness this wonderful show. And thank you.
Thanks, Jan.
Oh, my pleasure. And thank you to Tom. Thank you to James. And we'll see you in 2 weeks with David Ippolito and Mindy Simmons. And you won't want to miss that one either.
And I'll see you Thursday night on Facebook at 7 p.m. I hope.
Okay.
James and Tom, this is Andy Murphy. I'm Jan's husband. And I just wanted to say thank you. Super, super talented, both of you. And Tom, I need to ask you about your setup because it sounded really good. It looks like you've got a Neumann microphone hanging up there.
Yeah, I got a Neumann U87, and I'm just going through my studio gear, like Universal Audio Apollo.
Yeah, well, it sounds really good. It's real clean. Everything sounds really good. How are you converting to go to the computer? Is it just coming out of the Apollo?
Yeah, it's just coming straight out of the Apollo. It's got its own converters built in. Pretty decent.
Yeah, those are good. And James, tell me about your setup.
Because I don't have the studio hooked up to the internet, I bought a little mixer, a USB mixer here at Save.
Yeah.
It's a Q502 from Behringer. It's a Q502 from Behringer, and it's got input for the guitar, input for the mic, and it goes right into the USB port.
Right.
So
That's sort of what I have, a little mixer that Jan uses, and it's just a little USB, just a little cheapy. That's sort of like that. But anyway, I just wanted to congratulate. I think Tom wins my award for the best sounding audio that I've heard on one of
Yeah, well,
these.
if he's using the Apollo, he's getting great sound. That's what I have in my studio, but
Yeah.
but I don't use it for this because, as I say, I don't want my studio hooked up to the internet because
Sure.
I'm PC-fied and there's just so many viruses.
Yeah. The attacks are insane. But so, and you got an AKG like a 414 on your vocal.
Yeah, right.
Your
Actually,
guitar,
it's a
you're
414. The only 414 that Stephen Paul ever modified was this one.
Wow.
Yeah.
He just did the U87s and the U67s and the 47s, you know.
Yeah.
But he did mine.
Well, and Tom, I have to comment on your guitar version of the Mando harp. On that one song.
Yeah.
That was really cool. I've never got to hear one of those.
Well, it's a different sort of an approach. It was modified by this sitar builder in the Bay Area, and
Is that where you are?
no, I'm in D.C.
Oh, okay.
But I found him online, and at the time I was dating somebody who lived in Santa Barbara, so it was easy for me to get up there.
Yeah.
And so it's just resonating strings. You don't actually play them. They just resonate depending on what note you're actually playing on the 6 strings.
Yeah, it's a really cool sound. I really love that. And it's very cool what you're doing with the violin, just that real simple little groove thing, man. It's
thanks.
really effective.
Yeah, really low pitched strings on them.
Yeah, it's a really cool sound. I mean, that's why I wanted to just comment. I mean, you're really making some sounds that I haven't got to hear from people, you know.
Oh,
really,
thank you.
It's very cool. Is your back? Are you Portuguese? What is Prasada?
No, Indian, from India.
Indian. Prasada-Rao. Huh. It sounds Portuguese.
Well, it is. There is actually Rao's spaghetti sauce that's, I think, Portuguese or something. Yeah. But Rao is like Smith or Jones in India.
Okay, in India.
And so is Prasad. You know, they're very, very common names.
Yeah, sort of like Murphy in Ireland.
Yeah.
So James, you were playing along at one point. You know, your mic was on. You were playing along with Tom, and it was actually working. I was
shocked.
You mean there wasn't any lag time?
No. It sounded good. I was kind of digging it, you know, that was happening.
I do apologize, Tom. I thought I was muted, man. I wouldn't do that.
No, man. I felt the same way. I was thinking, how is this in time?
Yeah, it was cool. But that's the reason I thought, well, you know, we should try to explore that sometime. You know, maybe we could Jan could set up a Zoom just with us, and I could, you know, try to help out and see if we could make that work somehow and figure out why it was working or not.
Yeah. Well, I have a super fast server here, so.
Yeah, see, and I have the slowest server in the world. I'm like uploading at 178 or something, 1.78. I mean, it's
well,
amazing.
And that's the issue. It's just the different clocking things that are happening between each person's system, and then how long does it take to? I mean, you can have a really great server, but how long is it taking to get to the users? Mm-hmm. And then, you know, what are they hearing at their end, and how Zoom combines it all back together for the users?
Yeah, well, we don't even have a landline service up here. We have Dish as your only choice.
Yeah. And so where are you?
I'm on top of a mountain about a half hour outside of Tehachapi, California. About 3 hours, about 2.5 hours from Los Angeles.
Oh,
okay. I'm going to insert something here because Jamie, have you been here the whole time?
Who?
Jamie Michaels.
Hey, Jamie, man, you're muted, but how are you?
Yeah, a long time.
I had it in my head that it was at 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock my time.
Huh. I did the same thing the last time. I missed the entire show. I was supposed to play.
Yes.
I think I played one song.
That's right. I remember.
I logged on and they said goodbye. I thought, oh.
So Jamie, I have a question for you because this is what we're talking about right now. Is when you were here, when you were on, you had really good sound. Can you say what you did to get it?
I'm just running it through like a Mackie board. and straight in. That's all I did.
How is it converted into the computer? What?
It's it's a digital board. It's meant to
Okay.
be on the computer.
So you just go out. You're just going out at 48 straight into the computer. What, USB?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a USB board, and I'm doing that, and I'm using what is it? I'm using one of those blue mics.
Okay.
The blue baby bottle mic.
Right. Jan, you're not on. You're still through the USB audio, so it's hard to hear you right now. So you probably could
I pulled
switch.
the mic away.
Yeah. So, since we're talking about audio, but I thank you so much for indulging me with this, because this is my world, and when something like today, because there were some issues like here or there, but right off the bat, Tom just had a really great sound, which is why I wanted to find out what his setup was, and then I wanted to hear more of James, and because you're playing some really cool stuff on guitar.
One of the problems with this little mixer is that in my phones, even when I've got it set the phone volume at 9 o'clock, and it's still so loud. So I was thinking that I was, well, in fact, I was sending out when I opened up the Zoom, it turned out that my mic was on 4.
Right.
So I moved
I figured that must be what's happening, because a recording engineer for decades, often that would be, if people hear too much in their headphones, they were holding back. So
exactly, I was playing as softly as I could and singing softly because it sounded so loud in my phones.
Yeah. So the next time we do this, because hopefully you guys will do it again, because this is great. This is a really great show. You're both really great writers, great personalities. And I'd just like for this to be more people to get to hear it, but for the quality to be as high as possible. So if we do this again, I would, if I'm available, I'd like to try to help just sort of like pre-produce before we start the show and just make sure we can get everything sounding good from the get-go.
Yeah, we used to call them sound checks when we toured.
Right.
Remember those?
Yeah. Well, they're very valuable.
Yeah.
Or can be.
Okay,
But
I've got to go to that Stephen Bishop thing.
Right.
Yeah. But thank you so much. Just really very, very appreciative of your talent and your sharing it with us.
And that goes double for me.
Okay, my pleasure. Goodbye. All nice to see you, Jamie.
Yeah, too bad it was only
Daniel Bowling. What a nice surprise, man.
Yes.
I guess he's gone.
I think Daniel's gone.
Tom, how you doing?
I'm good, Jamie, man. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. I'm hanging in there.
Yeah.
Just kind of. It's almost exactly a year ago since I was last on a stage.
Well.
Oh, I got a thing. I'm starting a thing probably this week called "Like a Tune, Feed a Kid," where I'm going to be doing cover tunes written by friends and asking people to donate, showing them how to donate to their local food bank.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so I got to do something,
Yeah, let me know how I can help, man. I'd love to help.
I'll let you know what song I'm going to borrow.
Okay. All right. Please do.
All right, all right, I got to run. I thought I'd missed it entirely, but it's good to see you, man. Good to see you, Jay. Good to see everybody.
Good to
Ciao.
see you too, Jamie. Good night, y'all.
Good night, everybody.
Mwah.